Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to We Were Wrong About the USA, First Time in America. So based off this title, I assume they either had negative expectations of the US and then it ended up being a good experience, or the other way around where they thought it was going to be great and it was terrible. But I'm going to assume with these types of videos, it was probably they assumed it wasn't going to be, or they expected the worst and then it wasn't the worst. And probably a lot better than that as well. But we're going to check this out. I always enjoy seeing these videos of people going to any countries, but in this case the US, and experiencing the country, and I guess finding out that maybe what they hear about it isn't necessarily true, and yeah, it just goes beyond their expectations, no matter how low their expectations were. But we're going to check this out and see, hopefully going to enjoy. And let's jump into this reaction.
America, one of the most talked about countries in the world.
The United Kingdom warning its citizens you may be liable to arrest or detention.
Well, this is like a month ago, wasn't it?
All you see on the news in 2025.
Several Germans were detained at the U.S. border.
People in our DMs have been genuinely worried when we told them we were heading here.
Bloody
but
hell.
we're the kind of people who want to find things out for ourselves. So we took the flight and here we are in Miami, not really knowing what to expect, a bit nervous, very curious, and ready for our first ever trip to the States.
Let's see what immigration is like here.
I'm a little bit nervous because
I mean, even before all this stuff in the last few months, I have heard that US immigration is just quite brutal. I think since the 9/11 attacks, I think since that moment, it's just become extremely strict, which, to be fair, I understand. But I've just heard a few stories about that. I don't know how often it occurs where people just have bad experiences, or if it's all the time, or just if you're unlucky, but I have heard about it.
this is what you hear on the news a lot, that there's been a lot of things happening here, not specifically at this airport, but just in general, where people have just been like, nope, you're going to jail instead of coming in.
Fuck
So
that.
fingers crossed, all is good.
Wow. Oh, we're gonna step foot out in America for the very first time. Oh,
It's so warm.
Whoa, it's so hot. Oh, so many of these yellow taxis.
And that's
I thought
like
that was a New York thing.
Classic.
Yeah.
No, but they look different. They're like stretched out different. These look like mean machines. We are in Miami after
Mean
all, so it's like a
machines.
little bit different, I assume. Oh, by the way, as you may have noticed, there was no problems at immigration whatsoever. The guy was super nice. We were like joking around. He's like, how much money did you bring? And we were like, we have $60.
The only problem we had is that there was about 600 British people there in front of us that made it take about,
the same
about
time.
an hour, I think, in total.
Yeah, it took about an hour, but other than that, super smooth. And then I went to the restroom, and I went into the first one. I was like, oh, oops, I've entered a room that's just like a bidet. So I went to the next one. I was like, oh, this one's the same. It must be the first few. Looked into all of them. That's just what the toilets look like here.
Is it?
They're like really low, really like oval, like forward.
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice
I
that?
didn't
And
go
then there's
into
like
the
a gap.
toilet.
There's a gap in the seat. So it's like the toilet seat doesn't go all the way around. There's like a gap.
Yeah. See, we have some of those toilet seats in the UK. What the hell is that for? The gap? Is it just so you don't piss on the seat? Because I know exactly what she's talking about, and I feel like in primary school, when I was like 7, 8 years of age, that was how some of the toilet seats were. What is that for? I assume maybe it's just to mitigate any chances of pissing on the seat and making a mess, but honestly, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But anyway, we need to get now from the airport to Miami Beach, which is where we're staying, because tonight we are going to watch Inter Miami,
Oh,
the
damn.
MLS football team here.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we need to check into
Seeing
our hotel,
Messi.
have a look around Miami Beach,
Yeah.
but also get to the game. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
already...
One would argue, though, is that the full American experience? I mean, I'll be honest, if I went to Miami and they were playing, I would definitely go just to see Messi. But is that the full experience? It's pretty cool, though, I'll be honest. That is actually a very cool thing to do.
We booked a train, right?
3:30
Messi,
now,
Suarez,
Yeah.
Our train leaves
Alba.
in about 2 hours.
Busquets.
I didn't even know America had trains, but
No,
apparently
same.
they do.
This is super news to me. I only knew about the Amtraks,
Yeah.
which is like a big one that goes
Let's get a
far.
taxi.
Anyway, do we need to just jump into one of these?
Go again, Uber. So do you give them
leaking.
tips now, or do you tip them after in the app? Because tipping is something we're gonna have to get used to here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fun thing about America is they don't have number plates on the front of the cars,
That is
only on the back.
Oh honestly, like
Really?
as you said it, I was like, okay.
What?
Not a single car has a number plate in the front.
Yeah. So
Wait,
you
what
have to
the- I
wait
did not
till
know
the
that.
car's gone past, and then have a look. Is it that one? All there is here is like Chevys,
Is that what this is?
Chevrolet. That is a Dodge.
Dodge.
Oh, they don't.
Like big cars.
The
Big
fuck?
cars. But they have big roads here, I think.
Yeah. It is. It's just like another truck.
Bro, all the cars are so much bigger here.
Hi.
This is nice.
Thank you.
Getting Ubers and tipping is something we're going to have to get used to here in America. Turns out you can tip the driver directly from this tablet on the back of the seat. Is 15% tip normal for an Uber?
Look where we are.
We're literally in like the heart of everything. Let's go off the road though.
Literally got dropped here, off here on the beach, Miami Beach.
Wait, so tipping Uber drivers is a common... I mean, you don't have Uber in my city. But like, you don't tip taxi drivers in the UK. Because they already get paid an extortionate amount for what they're doing. I mean, they get paid a very handsome fee. Taxi drivers get a lot. I couldn't imagine having to then tip on top of that. That is wild.
Right here.
This is intense.
Yeah.
Imagine just coming here, but look how beautiful this is.
Look at
Bloody hell, look at that.
Corvette. I haven't seen so many people in bikinis and like swim shorts in a very long time.
Yeah. There's
I
a
think
lot
that's
of
the
bikinis.
attire here is just swimwear.
Yeah.
Oh, CVS.
Nice.
I just know some of the names of the shops.
That's a pharmacy, right?
Yeah, it is. But when we were in the taxi then there was just like loads of adverts on the radio for like pharmaceuticals, like Ozempic and stuff.
What?
Don't get that in the UK.
No. And it went on for
Yeah,
ages.
it went on for ages, yeah, they were listing off like what you
Side
shouldn't do
effects.
and side effects
Yeah.
and everything. It was just kept going on and on and on.
So
Oh,
this
here.
this is it?
Boulevard Hotel.
We're like inside a restaurant. I think this is the first time we've like stayed inside. Are we going?
What a location.
Inside.
Is this
Got a
moving?
menu there.
It's making a lot of noise. I think it's moving. We're staying inside, like a restaurant, slash bar. It's
Yeah.
vibey. A lot of like music playing.
Yeah, that's what the street looks like, just restaurants,
Yeah,
bars.
yeah. Ah, gracias. This is so cute.
Nice, to be fair.
This is our super bright, gorgeous
Yeah.
Airbnb.
Such a difference from the outside. Can you drink tap water in Miami? The good news is that while Florida ranks among the states with the worst water quality, tap water in the Sunshine State is considered safe to drink. Is that?
Brian taking that. I'm not taking that as a yes, bro. Get those bottles of water from the shop now.
Not good, is it?
No,
That doesn't
that doesn't
sound
sound.
it to
That
me.
sounds like a bad thing. Like it's actually really bad, but you won't die.
After cancelling 4 Ubers that were over 20 minutes away, we finally got one to take us to the train station. To say we were cutting it fine would be an understatement.
Honestly, I did not think we were going to make this.
Yeah.
And as soon as we entered the train station, every single person, you could hear them yelling far away, like, go up the escalator. And then we started running.
I'm so glad that Uber lady was there. She was right outside the hotel. Other ones I was trying were like 17 minutes away,
Yeah.
18 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I found her, and that was £40.
But you didn't tell me what was happening, you just started running, and I was like, did
It
we
was
get an Uber?
£40 to do like a 20-minute trip just over the bridge. And I tipped her £5. I think that's decent, right?
I'm
Yeah.
not
That's like
sure.
more than 10%.
15%.
Yeah, I think I did do some research on the tipping, and apparently Ubers and stuff, it's like, doesn't have to be that high of a percentage. I don't know.
So this train takes us to Fort Lauderdale, where the stadium
This is a nice train.
I think there's a sort of shuttle that takes us to the stadium,
Yeah,
called like Ghoul Getter or something.
yeah, but it's included in the price that we just paid for this train ticket, which if we'd missed it would have been very frustrating. Luckily we did not. They even have a menu on board. You can have all day breakfast, you could order cheese and wine.
Yeah.
Like there's loads of different.
But these seats are like what we've had on some first-class trains
Yeah.
before. 'Cause America is not really known for public trains or like transport trains. They have a lot of freight trains. I think they have the largest amount of train tracks in the world. but they're all used for freights, just for cargo and stuff. But this is lovely.
Yes, it's really nice. Oh, it's so warm out here.
We made it to the Chase Stadium.
Woohoo! Made it!
Come on, I think we have 10 minutes. Come on, we need to
Okay,
get in.
okay.
I have just checked the lineup, and Luis Suarez and Messi are playing.
Imagine you go all this way and they're not playing.
Thank you. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
this looks so vibey. They've got loads of food carts and stuff.
Alright, we need section 125.
There's popcorn.
Wow, there's a lot of food places. I think
Wow.
we need to come back down here in a sec. I don't want to miss the beginning of the game. You're got the right color today.
Yeah, I already own this. Easy choice. This is crazy.
What a weird stadium.
This is awesome. There's a
Crazy.
proper-
This is such a strange stadium. What the hell is going on with this? It's just a random stand like that.
This is crazy.
It's not very big.
There's a
Crazy.
proper atmosphere here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but there's a lot of kids as well, so it's not like intense. Which one?
5 and 6.
Oh, these two.
Yeah. These are
this
2
is a
seats here.
C.
Yeah, look at that.
It's a good location, to be fair.
So if you didn't know, Inter Miami, which is the team we're watching today against Toronto, is owned or part owned by David Beckham.
There it is.
I wonder if he's here.
And you're Inter Miami.
That is crazy. I can see it. Wow. What are the chances that we are in Miami
I know,
and there's a game on the day we arrive?
I know. I'm so glad we made it on time.
Wait, there's the national anthem before the games. I did not know that. There's a lot of empty seats as well. I thought because Messi was there, the seats just sold out like no man's business. What the fuck? Is that Messi? Clever your voice. They got fireworks for each goal. Damn. Wait, who? Let me see who scored that. I want to see. Inter Miami versus Toronto.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. Yesterday was like a fever dream.
Honestly, it was like a fever dream. I woke up and I was like, huh, okay.
We arrived.
It was
there
Messi.
Massive
Oh.
queues in the airport.
Crazy voice crack. Messi. It was Messi.
Yeah.
Damn.
We get to our hotel and we're like, oh my god, we need to leave straight away.
Drop
And
the
then
bags, no taxis.
Taxis were like not coming, and then we got to the game.
She put her foot down. We ran for the train. Got to the game. Game was epic.
Game was awesome.
We saw Messi score.
Yeah.
Technically
Ah.
twice.
Twice.
It got dark quick. Wait, what the fuck?
But one was disallowed.
Yeah. So you've seen Messi score. Like not many
It
people.
was literally like bright blue skies, like at the start of the game. The fuck?
People have seen Messi score in real life.
And it was really cool. The atmosphere was actually incredible. Like
Yeah. Oh,
incredible.
and we saw David Beckham.
Oh yeah, he was there. He was like, is that in a suit? He's like, we're like, yes.
And then we got, like, as you can imagine with a football game, at the end, everyone trying to get taxis. We reserved one because our taxi driver said, if you want to save some money, reserve them earlier.
Yeah, so we reserved
did
one.
that. And then, oh my God, these roads in America, they're like 6 or 7 lanes, and this guy was just weaving in and out in his Tesla.
Yeah. It was going fast. It was going fast. The time was going down. Estimated arrival time was like quicker.
And then we got home at about 10:30, and then we went straight to sleep.
Yeah, and now we've woken up. We're sat on 8th Street. We are literally on Miami Beach pretty much, and then we're just on the corner in a place called News Cafe. It was highly recommended by our Airbnb host, and it is so vibey. So
hear
far,
the music, maybe?
yeah. This is like music in our playlist when we're trying to get vibes going. We've got some fresh orange juice, a flat white with oat milk, and we've got some French toast coming. We don't want to eat too much. We're going to share that because today we've got a bit of a walking food tour a little bit later on.
In Little Havana.
Little Havana. So I think it's going to be very. It said like a lot of Cuban-inspired foods.
Yeah. And like cigar making or something.
And more coffee, I think.
Interesting.
I'm super excited.
But one thing about, well, I'm going to say America, but Miami at least, is that we're having, everywhere we've gone, we have to take an Uber.
Yeah.
Which is adding up. Like, we've already spent about £170 on Ubers.
Yeah.
God.
I think next time we come to America, we're gonna have to rent a car and just make that part of the trip because, or how else do you get around? Because I've not seen any buses, and we also don't like buses.
They've been here for like what, not even a full 24 hours, and they spent 170 on Ubers, and then they've got trains and stuff as well. Bloody hell.
So, you know, it's kind of catch-22. How do we get around? Because walking to Little Havana from here would take us forever.
Yeah, it would take a long time. And I don't think you can.
I don't know. It's not very. It doesn't seem very walkable. Here is walkable.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is vibing. Everyone is so nice.
Completely different vibe from yesterday.
Server.
And yesterday, the reason there was so many people out because there was a pride parade on. Because when we arrived, I saw some woman topless, and I was like, is that
topless?
Yeah, we were like, Miami is crazy. But no, it was just a Pride Festival.
Yeah, so at least
It's a little bit
today
calmer
was a little
today.
bit calmer.
Just walk
And
topless. Wait,
literally
what?
a gorgeous day. I was expecting all the coffees
That's
in
mad.
America to be, you know, when they like when you watch movies and they're in a diner and they just pour black coffee from like a refillable jug. I was kind of not. I don't know. I was kind of not expecting that to like have like flat whites and stuff. I don't know why. Anyway, we've got oat milk flat white, and it's genuinely better than any of the ones that we've had in the UK recently. Just because I don't know. In the UK, I feel like they don't. Sometimes they don't seem to know how to make coffee well. But this one's really nice.
Always catching strays, man.
Oh, this is exciting. We've got peanuts already. Straight in, I've got peanuts. We're getting coffee.
This is called a colada, which is the name of the establishment. La colada.
La colada. What does that mean?
So it basically means basically strained.
Okay.
Whoa,
Whoa.
that's so sweet.
That's amazing.
It's not bitter at all, is it?
That is so good.
When coffee's good, it's just lovely like that, isn't it?
No, that's so nice.
Almost chocolate.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
Before we came to Miami, we had no idea there was so much Cuban influence here. Our amazing local tour guide Ari takes us to some of her favorite spots in Little Havana. After a delicious coffee, we start with the story of the guayabera, the classic Cuban shirt worn for everything from weddings to domino games in the park.
Come and see Big Papa at the Assis Menswear at 1512 Southwest A Street, so you can learn a little bit of the Cuban history about the guayabera.
We try a whole box of Cuban savory snacks and sweet treats, empanadas, croquetas, and pastelitos de guayaba. Those flaky pastries filled with cream cheese and guava.
Like the tartness
Like
of
a
the guava.
cheesecake inside a pastry.
Then comes the sugarcane juice, pressed right in front of us in an old-school fruit market that's been here for
Sugarcane
generations.
Whoa.
Ari then takes us to watch one of the only remaining places still hand-rolling cigars, a craft that's passed down like a family recipe. It's oddly mesmerizing. Walking down Calle
wow.
Ocho, the energy is unreal. There's Cuban music everywhere.
I'll be honest, Miami seems unreal. I mean, everyone knows Miami's a pretty cool place, but this video just represents it in every positive way. possible. I don't know. It just seems great.
Artwork, countless more cigar shops, and we pass spots like Domino Park and La Casa de los Trucos, a really old school costume and joke shop.
That's actually me.
This tour really shows how much of Cuba's heart lives in Miami, and we honestly feel like we're getting a totally different side to the city here.
We never...
I can't wait for GTA to come out and to really explore Miami. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
By dark roast, but this was really good. So gonna take this home.
We can make Cuban coffee at home.
Yeah. I want to see how it is in a latte.
Yeah.
It'll be good. That was a super awesome tour with a proper local.
Yeah, honestly, like she knew pretty much everyone, or everyone knew her.
Yeah.
So vibey, like you can feel and smell like the culture in this area.
She was like
really
skipping
cool.
the queues and everything because she knew the staff. It was awesome.
It was brilliant, and that coffee was incredible. But we got some.
Can't
we
wait
got
to
literally
try
got
that.
coffee and cake.
Go back. It's gonna be so good.
So you can book this walking food tour on Klook, along with trains in Japan, or you can get up to 10% off on anything you book.
Damn. What the heck? Like, every street just seems to look different, and I mean, I say street, they're probably in a different area, but it just seems to have its own sort of style.
All right, we're back on Miami Beach now, which is where we're staying. We're staying just down there.
There.
Oh, yeah. Our hotel, or Airbnb is just there. So this place reminds me of playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because it was designed to look like Miami Beach. So I remember just running around, driving, and you know.
And to be honest,
Killing
some of the
people.
driving that we've had here in the taxis,
A little
it
bit
felt
like
a little bit GTA. I've got to be honest. It's like very like whoa, whoa, go there, and you're like whoa, there's a person. I will say though that our impressions of America or Miami as a whole definitely has changed from yesterday to today. Yesterday was chaotic, intense. It was like an overload to every single sense that we have. And today it's been a lot more, I don't know, just vibey.
Yeah, like music like that.
Yeah, everywhere. It's like, ooh, all you want to do is like move your hips.
Like you couldn't tell that there's any sort of issues going on with this country. Like it's just normal.
No, honestly, the only time politics has ever come up is if a taxi driver's like, oh, what about Trump then? And we're like, haha, yeah. But other than that, it's been just like visiting any other holiday destination.
Yeah.
Really calm, really beautiful, really nice. Everyone's been super friendly now. I don't know if that's because we have to tip them or if they're just like really friendly people.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any of the sort of stereotypical American things that people, you know, say about America in the media, like overweight people. Everyone here is running and is extremely in good shape.
Literally, they're making us look bad. Everyone's just like jogging past and they look like models. I'm thinking, what's going on? Maybe it's a Miami thing. I'm not sure.
There's no, well, we've not seen any people with guns.
No.
Even though they're...
Is that a thing? Are people in Miami or like in certain different cities like notoriously healthier? Or is it just one of those things where the US is just like the land of extreme? You have like extreme fitness and then people will be obsessed with that, and then the opposite where people are extremely overweight. I assume I feel like I've seen that as well. It's just like you have people who are one end of the spectrum, like the healthiest people possible, and then the opposite, if that makes sense. But maybe Miami is just a city where overall people are healthier. I'm not too sure.
I did see a gun shop yesterday when we were going on the way to the football.
I haven't seen any of the quintessential things that I was like kind of excited to try. Like I haven't seen any Targets. I haven't seen In-N-Out Burger. What are the other ones? Chick-fil-A, although I don't know if I can eat anything there.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
The only fast food I've seen is that really nice looking McDonald's on the tour earlier. Like, I was envisaging fast food everywhere. But all I've seen is really nice restaurants.
Yeah, like really quaint little cafes and, you know, Mexican restaurants and all kinds of food. Yeah.
We've been bamboozled.
We've been bamboozled by the media. Come on.
Like, look at this path. We're just walking down now towards South Point.
Look how beautiful this is. This looks like a private neighborhood where if you were staying in like the most luxurious resort ever, you get to walk here. No, it's just public. Yeah.
Now we're actually on Miami Beach, and it's a really...
Imagine living here, bro. And let's say you've just got a decent job and all this sort of stuff. You've got the money to like have a good life here. You're just gonna love it, bro. This is just the spot, man. Growing up here as a kid must be unreal.
Really nice beach.
It is. It is.
Like,
again,
really
it's kind
nice.
of. I was expecting Miami Beach to be full sardines, sardines, sardines. It's perfect weather for the beach.
And it's
no,
really long. That's why,
it's
isn't it?
calm. Yeah. And it's really well.
It's so
kept.
sandy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm liking
And the water's so blue, bro. This is crazy.
I'm liking it too.
Mm.
Not that I was expecting to like dislike it, but I wasn't expecting
the messages we received on our Instagram.
I got kind of freaked out. Yeah.
People made it seem like there was gonna be hell here.
Also, as soon as people.
This is crazy, bro. I mean, I knew Miami was cool, but yeah, this definitely took it up a notch for me. If you learn anything, it's to ignore the media. Americans hate the pharmaceutical ads too. I just moved here from Germany. I'm still exploring the country. I'm still shocked how nice everyone is from Miami to rural Texas and Mississippi. I'm a UK citizen that's lived here in the US for 8 years. This is a great, safe country. Don't believe the media. Please put that. Oh wait, sorry. I thought that was an I. That's an exclamation mark. Please put down your phone and turn off the media. I hope to be a citizen here in 2 more years. Having to worry about entering the US because of what you saw on TV is a perfect example of why we don't hate the media enough. Yeah, Miami looks unreal, man. This place is just different. I mean, look, even for American standards, I assume this is still like the upper echelon of where anyone would want to go on holidays and live in. But man, this did represent it well. And yeah, just based off this, like just living in this environment would be so cool. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. And until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.